basically I have my own approach to Qigong, and it would differ slightly from the very common concept of enlightenment, but also more basic concepts of human empowerment and how to use a almost like a philosophical framework to deduce methods to, fine tune or get in touch with subtle energies, which essentially are just electrical and magnetic energies. So that point is as I see it, is the synapse between the philosophical and scientific. So there's some correlation there, which is important to see. So when you're hearing about the concept of Qi in martial arts, and of Jing, and of Ting, sensitivity, and especially about the Yin Qi and the Yang Qi, I think it's a very important, not to, or to work around, I would say, because unfortunately it's going to happen, just to kind of work around the tendency to only apply this within sort of known or accepted parameters. You got to think about all of the correlations to get a very, very a good understanding of the big picture. Is what I think. So you can't really, you can't even write off, fringe or esoteric concepts. You've really got to, you have to have such piercing wisdom that you don't even react for 1 second when someone says, oh, that's esoteric, that's fringe, or that you're already asking the question, why is it fringe, how is it fringe? You don't even accept anything until you can fully embrace the truth of it for yourself. So I have, that is my emphasis, and especially today when we have so many obstacles, thrown in front of us that make it, more difficult than it has to be. We need some, if there is some method to evolve the human energy system within, a lifetime, or possibly, what if it's only takes like 5 or 10 years to evolve and readjust the system to develop superior sense faculties, to develop superior superior electrical properties of your body by taking various elixirs, so that certain alchemical certain transmutation of elements can happen within your body, within the low temperature nuclear transmutation process, which is happening in our blood. And this is the reason you see, for example, shellfish have extreme high amounts of calcium in the shells. Where's the calcium coming from? There's really not even comparable with the environment. So they are using this transmutation, atomic atomic nuclear, you know, subatomic transmutation process that's happening there. So if there is some way to access this, and you know, then I think we should do that, especially as we have so many obstacles. You know? So that's my emphasis. And that's really a big motivation for me, especially sort of never quite making it because of my sort of lack of interest in, you know, established narratives, established science, especially when potentially I may have some autistic, dyslexic issue, neural divergence in my brain, you know, even a neural defect to some degree. I think if a Chinese medicine doctor, or if a Qigong person, or even a psychologist would observe my photos and my behavior and things from early childhood and through my teens, 20s, 30s, they would see, yeah, that person has, in Chinese you would say 精神的问题, and that was very clear. So I didn't have the departments that everyone else had to kind of embrace the teaching methods that were being used. And for me, because I lacked that eventually it became something I've taken advantage of. Okay, I lack that. What awareness do I have that is superior to that, or that at least can compensate? So I think that is the good approach, actually. You know, there's also a lot of people with the idea that dyslexia or autism, or you know, whatever, can be cured, or there's a way to cure these people so that we can, so that they're able to just do things in the societal norm way, according to the established narratives and according to, you know, established science, so that they can just be normal. So which one? What should we do? That's what happens when, you know, and it's just something that I was aware of, but again, we have to be careful not to identify with that, especially when I'm building up a lot of energy. It's very important, the Qigong principle of Qi down, Shen up, spirit up, and energy down. So you need a very, very, very stable emotional baseline. It's okay to feel happy, or be happy or angry, or sad or depressed or lonely or excited or whatever emotion, but I have to be aware of that cognitive process, but I'm just aware of it. I don't let my energy go into that. I have to keep the energy down. If it goes into that, then just according to those 5 elements and how they influence each other, you know, how the fire will burn the wood and the water will you know, soggy the soil, or whatever. That whatever emotional thing is tied to whichever physiological function will then influence things. And Qigong can become a little bit dangerous if you can't keep your Qi down. So the only way to keep your Qi down is just be aware of anything, what you're feeling, angry or happy or horny or lonely or whatever. Yeah, don't let the chi go up there. It's when you feel this emotional baseline, it's like there is a space that opens up within the mind, within the body, where now that I have a certain threshold of energy down and my spirit is up, and I have made that distinction, and thereby also my brain waves are starting to synchronize. And I just sort of rest on that bubble, rest on that flintlock, or just rest on the perimeter of that field of density. If your structure collapses, you don't have enough force, then the density will not densify, will not expand. And if you're too upright, then the energy, it can't consolidate. So there's that distinction. Chi down, spirit up. So it's very challenging. It's also while I'm making this video to because as soon as I have a thought, it creates a kind of mental tension and it fucks with the chi. That F-bomb made a challenge, so now I have to try to re-synchronize. Open up the space. This can be quite emotional too, because you're working on these different layers of densities of energy which are connected to different emotions and things, not necessarily emotions, different energies which can express laughter or sadness. Sometimes when you get really deep into your Qigong, you may actually have some emotional release, or you may start laughing, crying, or moving in a weird way. If the yang chi is allowed to come through, then really you really start almost uncontrollably moving around. So still working on that.